Hi everyone, Vidette here. So I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm gonna raise this up a little bit. I have had my Supernal Channel like flooding with messages to bring. Just to give you a little bit of an overview, and the lighting is really bad, but I wanted to come outside. I wanted to bring you outside. The sun is shining today, and I wanted to bring the sun and Mother Nature herself into this reading. I've been talking about my Supernal Channel lately has been very quiet since I've gotten back. It's been about two and a half months since I've been back from Albania and from, that big pilgrimage that I went on. Spiritual growth, a pilgrimage. I don't know. I'm still processing it all. I say that all the time, but I want to just instill that sometimes we don't fully understand the journey that we're taking on. Some of the challenges for those of us who are in this conversation of higher consciousness and pioneering into the higher consciousness of the higher realities of life, of the expression of who we are. When we choose to go on that journey, we are taken to different points of physicality, different points of emotional space, different mental spaces in order to expand in our spiritual space. And that journey is not always, it's definitely not linear. It's definitely not fully understood on the mental mind level. And processing it brings it into more and more of a knowing and an understanding. And sometimes it takes us months, years, lifetimes to understand our journeys. So I will probably continue to say, I don't know what that was for the last 2 years, why I gave up everything in suburbia with an intention, and it didn't feel like the intention went the way that I thought it was going to. But what I also know about the spiritual journey, it takes us exactly where we are meant to be, so that we can grow into who we are. And while I was on that journey, my supernal channel, my intuition, my channel, my communication, cosmic communication system was flowing and very much receptive to questions that I asked on that journey. When I needed guidance, when I needed direction, I could tune in and get it. And I could bring my emotional and mental state back down into a grounded space. And I know now that that was on purpose, because I was so in the discomfort of the unknown. My guides, my team, my universal communication system understood that I needed to have guidance and direction available at all times. When I got back to a comfort zone of sorts, where I could ground all of that new knowledge, all of that new wisdom down into this physical reality, into my physical being, and start to process some of that, sometimes the channel has to kind of close for a minute so that no new information is coming in, so we can understand the wisdom that we are now innately embedded with. So on that journey, a massive upgrade happened in my system, my nervous system, my emotional and mental system, as well as my spiritual understanding. And we have to ground that down into our physical being. So I liken it to this: if we're in a car, we have the radio on. There are moments in time when we're in the car where we just have to shut the channel off, so that we can have the silence and we can be with ourselves. So that's what I know has been happening, and yet bringing messages to you, for me, through me, for you, in the form of peace talks, has been uncomfortable, because I want to be of service, and yet the best way I can be of service, I understand, is sometimes being quiet. And but for the linear mind, I feel like I want to deliver something. So it's been quite an uncomfortable situation. But recently we have had a massive, massive influx of energy. And I say recently we've pretty much been in it. But last 3 days ago, we had a KP8 geomagnetic storm. The highest we can go on our planet is a 9. We were almost at that Carrington event level of outages, and it was pretty intense for many people. I can now say that I saw it, and I was really tuning into myself to see how is this affecting me, and I was very much grounded in the energy. I felt good. So there was something very positive about that, and I was so grateful. And I will say though, afterwards, my Supernal Channel blew open, and for the last couple of days, it's just been download, 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 download. The other thing with that is I have been talking about this 369 project that we are going to be starting in Storehouse Social for those who want to participate. And I got my journals a couple days ago, and I have dedicated an hour a day to focus on this. And basically 369 is a process that Tesla put together, and we're going to work through it as a group. And I've just been getting very clear in the last couple of days is what is it that I am intending? What am I intentionalizing? What do I want to see in my heaven on earth? And as I do that, I notice now, last night I was awoken in the middle of the night with a download, and I literally wanted to wake up. I woke myself up, and I laid there because I wanted to mentally bring this into my consciousness. I wanted to I'm going to say ground it, but I wanted to experience it in all aspects of me, including I wanted my human mind and my brain to be involved in the bringing in the integration of the messages that were coming through. It was quite powerful. And I got the message once again, the wave of light has been ignited, and that's what I was like wanting to wake up to and understand more. So I don't have an obvious this is what that means. So I wanted to come outside, invite Mother Nature, invite beings of light of all kinds to come into this reading and help us understand what does that message mean, that the wave of light has been ignited. Now I can come up with what I think that means, but I sometimes like to use cards in order to guide the conversation, because when it is guided from something other than me, then I know the Supernal Channel is what is guiding us in this conversation. So I'm gonna go through and just pull some cards in the topic of what the wave of light has been ignited means for us to know, to understand, and to follow in the guidance of these next few days. I also got some new cards that I just like, some little cards I love. I want to use them. So there's messages from Spirit Oracle deck. I have a manifestation, and I got this one because this one is all about shadow work. And shadow work is after we go through this message, we elevate our consciousness to a higher frequency. As we elevate, there are parts of us, the shadow parts, that need to fall away in order for us to ground into and elevate into that higher expression, that higher frequency. So I'm going to bring those into most readings, so we understand what is it we need to purge and be aware of in the shadow parts, so that we can purge those aspects and live then in the higher frequency that comes in from the Supernal Channel messages. We have a little bit of wind, and I don't know if you can, I'm hoping you can hear the chimes. They're so beautiful. I like them. Okay. First card, I'm using Insight Cultivator cards. These were designed by a beautiful friend of mine. Be now. Okay. In respect to the wave of light has been ignited, be now. Okay. So what does that bring up for you? I'm going to put this down. I'm going to just keep pulling cards and put the story together. Next one is a good relationship with energy, right? A good relationship with energy. And this reminds me very much of when we were in Mexico. The first part of our international journey was in Mexico. We went to Chichen Itza and then the ruins at Coba. And whew, those 2 days, those different days that we went, we were the first ones in. It was the coolest thing. We knew that Chichen Itza would have tourists and stuff. So Bud and I got up at the ass crack of dawn and drove out there. So we were literally the first ones in line. And, nobody comes there really until like 11, when people will do what they do in the morning. But we got there so early that we literally had the Great Pyramid there to ourselves. And I have a picture. I'll put it in here of me just standing in front of it, just taking in. And all I could say was just give me the knowledge that I'm meant to have at this moment. And it was such a profound silence that was there. So having a long relationship or a good relationship with energy, when we have, that's my operating system, man. Like, to stop and be like, what am I feeling at the moment? What are the energies? How are they making me feel? What is the message behind the energies that at the moment? So having a good relationship with energy helps us to come back into the now moment. Why? Because we have to become attuned to them. We have to channel into the energies at hand in that moment to understand. So we have to be very much, what I'm getting now is we have to be very much in tuned in the now moment, in the present moment, to understand this wave of light that has been ignited. Now I can look at this. Sometimes I see a wave of light has been ignited and it's a tidal wave that's going all around our planet. And yes, we are surrounded by a wave of light right now, literally right now. The geomagnetic storms, the coronal mass ejections that are just pummeling our magnetosphere right now. So we know on a macro level that's happening, but we've got to bring the energy into ourselves in order to have a good relationship. A wave of light within us that has been ignited, whether it's by these geomagnetic storms, whether it's opening up my supernal channel to what it is I want to be creating, what you want to be creating, whatever the ignition is for you, there's a wave of light that is rolling through you. A wave of light means there's a whole new aspect of your DNA that is opening new messaging, new communication. When that communication releases from your DNA, it goes into the RNA, into your cells, into your tissue, all through your body, and every part of you wakes up to these new messages. There is nothing in your DNA that is bad. Your DNA is given to you by source. It's your source code. And source code is only given in love. Therefore, there is nothing awakening in you that is bad. So when you tune into the energy and you feel something that feels bad, you feel something that might feel like shame or guilt, grief, fear, anything that is fear. This is all fear-based stuff. These are all different arms and tributaries of fear. Everything up here are arms and tributaries of love. Okay, so if you think of love as the center, joy spouts out from that, peace spouts out from that, and they all have different frequencies. All of these have different frequencies. You cannot be in fear at the same time you're up here. So if you are tuning in to an energy that is bringing you fear, that is not the wave of light. And you are turning your attunement away from the wave that is happening, that's been ignited within you, and it is rising. It is rising from your DNA into every aspect of you, physically, emotionally, mentally, and it is awakening you to the spiritual nature of who you are, which is coded by Source itself. Okay? The last one I'm gonna, wonder tripping. I get this one a lot. Wonder tripping. this is one of the things that I think, that's why I'm so excited about this Project 369. And I hope y'all come with me on this journey in Storehouse Social. It's the platform that we're doing it in. We are coming together anywhere that you are on the planet. You can be here with me. Be here with me now and ignite that intention by wonder tripping into what this wave of light is here to reveal for you. So when we tune in and we ask the question, I've got little things that it helps you kind of put your thoughts together, asking questions, asking deeper questions, going into your deeper consciousness to ask, what is it? What do I wonder about? I wonder if I could actually live that dream that's been within me for so long. I wonder, where can my expansion of consciousness take me? I'm wondering, when we start to wonder, it opens up the communication. Wonder, curiosity. I talk about curiosity all the time. Wonder and curiosity take us into the imagination. And one of the ways that this book has explained, okay, so we have the planner, and then the keys to the universe is, I'm working through this. So I do about 20 minutes of reading and kind of journaling on this, 20 minutes of this other book, The Key to Wealth, Abundance, and Prosperity. And you can see I've been like flagging stuff. These are all the messages eventually that I'll bring through here on Peace Talks. And then it's got the actual planner where you sit down and kind of journal through all the information. And the questions, imagination. The one way it's explained in this book that I love, because I was like, yes, imagination is God, source, universe, spirit. Your imagination is not some random thoughts that come that you just make up. Imagination is beyond the mind, it's beyond the brain. Imagination is source, mind, using you as its vessel to be expressed. When you have a dream, when you have something that just gnaws, a passion I read, oh my gosh, I loved it so much because, hi buddy, Pepe's just down on the ground down there just wagging his tail. Passion says, then you have the desire. Okay, when you have a desire that you want more than anything else, one that you're willing to sacrifice anything for, that's a passion. And that passion is given to you. Sorry, I'm looking in the wrong spot. That passion is given to you by source, God, universe, spirit, to express in physical form in the higher purpose of elevating consciousness on the planet. Because when you are living your passion and wonder tripping as far as you can go, you are then elevating the frequencies of the planet into places of love and joy. And sacrificing anything for, I know sacrifice, y'all. It is not easy. It takes courage. But once you get over the fear of going towards that dream, towards that passion, and you hit courage, you hit the life expanding emotions. You hit the higher frequencies of intelligence where your supernal channel is open and you are guided. But we have to understand that sometimes we're guided where our mind does not want to take us. So imagination is God, right? The Christ within us is our beliefs. So when I say Christ, I'm not talking, this is how it's explained in this book, and it just was so true. Christ is not, we're not talking about Jesus. When Christianity or anything talks about Jesus Christ, it's the consciousness of humanity that he embraced, that he was, that he is. He was the I am presence. The I am presence is the imagination, is God, universe, spirit. He was the physical embodiment of Christ. And it was his consciousness that made him a healer, that made him a legendary sharer of wisdom and knowledge that changed the world and continues to change. And he was never teaching that only through him can you find God. He's taught the wisdom of, you are the same as I am. I am God, universe, spirit, and so are you. The consciousness in which we are willing to accept that is the consciousness in which puts us in those higher realms. When we accept that we are the imagination of God and we are here in physical form to express that, that then is exactly our purpose and our passion. So wonder tripping, if you're like, I don't know what that is, wonder trip. I wonder what my passion is. And all of a sudden you're going to think, I sometimes I'm like, what's my passion? I'm like, I'm going to go crochet. And I'm like, how does this change the world? But when I'm crocheting now, all of a sudden, a new passion of mine, what am I doing? I'm not sitting there thinking about all the things I'm worried about. I'm sitting there thinking about, how can I gift this thing that I'm making, this creation, to somebody? How can this creation be elevated? What love can I put into this creation, so when I give this crocheted hat to my son, he puts that on, and the whole consciousness of who I am as I create that becomes him, because he feels it. So there is a communing that happens with imagination, with God, universe, spirit, when we are doing and being the things that we feel we're passionate about. That is the pole shift, because we have been ingrained to think we have to go do the things that make us miserable in the hopes that one day we can retire and do the things we're passionate about. But who does that, really? Retired people don't typically do that. There is a group that does. But many people have been misled away from their passions in order to survive, when passion and purpose are the resource. They are the source. They are the currency, the energetic currency. And when we have a good relationship with that currency, then I know for sure that I believe wholeheartedly, my consciousness is, when I keep following that which I'm passionate about, I will be sustained. I will be taken care of. The storehouse of good opens up. So let's just go a little bit deeper into these three cards. Okay, I'm just gonna just pull a couple tarot cards. What's coming up for you? I want you to kind of, as I'm shuffling, I want you to be aware of what is coming into your Christ consciousness, as far as this wave of light. What is this wave of light speaking to you as we open up more of this conversation into being here now? Be here now in this moment, and tune into the energy. Have a relationship with energy over a relationship of anything else with anything in the physical world. Even physical world relationships must first start with the energy of the relationship. So wonder trip into all the ways that you can turn challenges into a bigger and better expression. What are all the ways you want to experience your relationships, your work, the light, like whatever the light of this wave is bringing your attention to, spend time with it. Spend time with it. Okay. Because this wave of light is tuning you into that which you are going to be expanded in right now. Yes, the thing that you have been putting work into, whether that work is energetic work, whether that work is in the physical form, what have you been working towards and sowing a lot of seeds in? That's what this wave of light is about. Is it in finding a new relationship? Is it finding work that you are passionate about? I can totally relate to that. So this tells me, and two, because it falls, it comes in underneath this be now, in every moment, I am to be working on that thing, on that I don't want to say thing, but on that intention that I have been working towards, that is most prevalent in my world now. Just keep going is the message here. This wave of light that has been ignited with these higher energies this week are shining on the direction and the guidance of the very thing that you've been putting time and energy into. Ten of Swords. You're ending the completion of feeling like this work that you're doing. This is so, I swear, this is hilarious because this message is clear as day for me. This work that you've been doing has kind of felt like you just keep getting stabbed in the back with your thoughts. The mental strata of like failure, of conflict, of I just want to die, you know, like this is coming to a death. This constant challenge, this constant failure. But we have to be in the present moment and understand that when these old thoughts come up of why am I still doing this? Because it's been a failure, it hasn't worked, I'm just done. It's a 10. 10 is the end of a cycle. The cycle is coming to an end. The Knight of Wands, right? Something comes out of nowhere to all of a sudden, the energy shifts. What does a wave of light do? It shifts majorly. It shifts your situation majorly. And then we're at the Page of Wands, yes. So the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands says, there is something on the perspective I know is going to shift this. That's the wave of light. We have been given confirmation that the wave of light is coming in, and then this Knight of Wands comes in and brings in a whole new idea. A whole new idea that takes you from challenge and failure and conflict into a whole new world where you have a higher perspective. He's above the pyramids here. He's looking down. He can see much more than he ever could. And what does a wave of light do? It illuminates. It illuminates. So there's a big aha moment, a big breakthrough that is coming, that is making its way to your awareness when you are present. So if you are going to remain in the conflict, you're going to remain in that, then that's what it won't be illuminated, because it can't, right? You can't. Conflict is just, I feel I'm in conflict. That's fear. So if you're in fear and conflict, you can't see what the illumination will bring as far as joy. So that's when the relationship with energy, where are you feeling? If you all of a sudden you feel yourself dip down, you're like, oof, what is that? Oh, I'm getting my mind going into the conflict. Why is this so hard? Why am I always failing? Why am I different? Why am I alone? All of the things that can be prevalent when this light comes through and shines, it is going to start purging some things. So we're going to look then, like I said, we're going to look at some of the shadow work that needs to be done as opposed in relation to this. Hang on, I got some stuff blowing. Okay, one more card. Yes, the Nine of Pentacles, abundance. It comes and lands under wonder tripping. Wonder tripping and being in that energy of imagination, of inspiration, of just receptivity. Being in wonder is saying, I'm curious what this wave of light is bringing as far as an expansion in my physical world. In this work that I have been working on, all of this stuff that I have been doing my work on, my inner work, so that I can express it in the outer world. I'm wondering what that brings to my world. When we just stay in the receptivity of allowing that knowledge and that wisdom to be illuminated in this wave of light, it will be illuminated. So let's say, taking what we have already discussed, let's just shuffle here and take, I'm going to do one card from a message from Spirit. Little Pepe. Y'all, he's the funniest dog. I love that dog so much. If you're new here, he just adopted himself to us when we were in Albania, and we spent a fortune and many, many months trying to get him back here because it wasn't easy. And this little dog is living his heaven on earth. He's outside 12, 13, 14 hours a day. I had to literally carry him inside last night because he didn't want to come in. But my gosh, he's been a blessing. So what other blessing does Spirit want to give us? Your body needs more positive attention. Take action now, even in small steps. Okay? So our physical body, because what happens is when energetically, all of a sudden this wave of light comes through, expands us energetically, expands our mind. All of that has to eventually come through our body. And if we have densities in our body, that expansion of energy, it is taxing on the physical body. So your body needs some attention. You might need to take some more time to rest. You might need to get outside in nature. You might need to change what you're eating. And I'm not saying go on a diet. That crap is so 3D. I'm tired of that. That's not anything that I'm talking about. What I'm saying is tune into your body. Be here now with your body. Ask your body, what do you need in this moment? Sometimes mine needs a hot fudge sundae because hot fudge sundaes put me in joy. It's not every day, but sometimes that's what it is. Once a week, Bud and I go down into town and I get a hot fudge sundae. Sometimes your body needs a rest and you have to give it permission to rest. This is coming up for a reason for you. What does your body need attention on? Okay, so that's really being called forth. I'm going to do one more of those because I like these. One more thing. Be healthier with your spending. Cut back on the unnecessary items for now. Okay? What does that mean for you? What's maybe something you've been thinking about that you want? I know I have a lot of things that I want and that I need, and until something in my world shifts, those things are just in my consciousness. And I imagine myself with them. I imagine myself having them because that puts me in joy. And when I'm in the now moment and I'm in joy, even if I don't have these things yet, then they are making their way into my world. If you are sitting and saying, I don't have this, I don't have that, that resistance is pushing it away. That is in these lower realms of existence. That is, feeling maybe jealousy or resentment. And these are the life constricting emotions that push everything you want away. We have to look at the very things in our life that we feel like we're missing and allow ourselves to be in the higher self, the higher expression of knowing they are already ours. We're just waiting for them to come in, and we express gratitude for having them already. So speaking of that, let's go to the manifestation deck and see what we, in order to have more abundance, more prosperity, in order to operate in this physical world, what is it we need to know and express? This one wanted to pop out. Oh, that's just the title card. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to show you the title card. This is the Manifest Oracle deck. If I remember, I always forget to do this, and I don't want to because I want to give people credit for their cards. I will put this, I got these off of Etsy. Okay. And my fingers are cold, so they're not working. I release all negative thoughts about money and choose to have a positive relationship with wealth. This is so apropos because I've been using, just literally about an hour ago, I was reading and working through this journal, The Key to Wealth, Abundance, and Prosperity. And that was literally the part that I read about changing our relationship with money, choose to have a better positive relationship with it. And it's also very aligned with this card, a good relationship with energy. Money is energy. It's a currency. And this is my work. This work that came out why I laughed, because I have been sowing the seeds of changing my consciousness around money. And over these last 2 years, the more rabbit holes I've gone down and I've seen, I've instilled a belief that money of, the globalists who control our money, that money's yucky, it's evil. But at the same time, I am being called now to change all of that. I'm changing that. What if, wonder tripping, I'm curious about what if I was able to be a globalist amount, like holder of money, but in my world, that holding isn't mine. It is an investment into humanity, because there are those who will not hoard majority of the wealth. When wealth flows into the hands of light workers and people who are here to do the passion that source has given them, and when money flows easily and effortlessly into our world, we are committed and dedicated to investing it into our communities and our worlds. Therefore, it is up to us to change our relationship with the currency of money. And when we align with that currency, I have no doubt everything will change. So one last card. This is the shadow work card. Okay, so all of this has opened us up to a more definitive idea of what this wave of light that has been ignited means for us. I'm hoping you get some aha moments from this. This pertains to something in particular to you, because it really speaks to something in particular for me. So I know that's not just my experience, it's yours too. I'd love to hear in the comments what it is that you believe this light wave is referring to you. What is it that you are wonder tripping into? What are you curious about as far as what this wave brings for you? Share it. When you share it, you then bring that energy into the world, and we can hold space for it, and we can actually hold the consciousness for you, that all of the answers and the directions and the guidance that are on their way to your consciousness now will bubble up faster and flow into your consciousness, so you understand what this wave of light means uniquely to you. But in order to do that, for us to be into that, we also have to shed some things. We cannot be in the receptivity of this new light and hold on to any darkness, any density. So the shadow work deck is going to give us some clue as to what we need to work on in order to what we need to shed, what we need to purge. Wall. Codependency. This is a relationship. Okay, think of what this thing is that's coming up for you. This is a relationship addiction. You are relying too heavily on the other person for your sense of self-worth. Give yourself more self-love. Okay? Give yourself more self-love. It kind of also comes in tune with the body. Self-love, like what can you be doing in your physical world to give yourself more love? What is the codependent relationship? This could be another person, but are you codependent on a substance? Are you codependent on not having something? Not having something in your world, if that has become your identity, you are codependent on that belief. So this could be a mental relationship that you have. Money came up. Okay, this is, vulnerably in my world, this is the thing that I'm doing my work around. I have a codependent relationship on believing that my work does not sustain me. The work that I'm doing here with you, that I love so much, that is my passion. So that is what, in this book, I am working to reframe and to create new belief patterns, new neural pathways, and release that codependency on that belief and embrace a whole new, healthier belief. So this could go for you as well. So it may be a personal relationship that you're codependent on and it's intertwined into some dense energy, or it could just be a belief system. I'm gonna do one more. Dogs are coming up. Quarrelsome. Does this action fulfill an emotional need for you? Does it make you feel powerful? Is it a bad habit that needs to stop? This is referring to this codependent thing. Sometimes when we are codependent with another person or something else, we do this to fulfill an emotional need, to be right? To be that's the only way that wants to come out, to be right. Maybe, does it make you feel powerful? Yeah, when we're powerful about someone, say, well, that's how they've always been. I'm codependent on their behavior. I'm codependent on this belief because it makes me powerful to be like, yep, see, doesn't work for me. That's some dense and dark shit. That is not the truth of who you are. Remember, the truth of who you are is pure imagination, which is God, universe, spirit, and it doesn't give you any codependent stuff. It is given to you in full, healthy, complete wealth. And health. So what is being codependent? What is making you feel powerful but is really reducing your power? Because that is some stuff that's unhealthy, imbalanced, and diseased. One last positive thing to take from today's message on this wave of light that has been ignited, and we have just fueled it. We've given it some direction. The Trinket 5, manifesting money and income, what? And 555 means change. The pentagram is the elements, okay? Earth, fire, air. What am I missing? The intellect. Wait, totally. Oh, emotion, water, and spirit. Okay. So, oh my gosh, my cards are gonna fly. Spirit. So the four elements and spirit, and where it says the body needs something healthy, I'm taking this as it's time for you to get outside. Because when you're outside and, oh, look, I'm outside, and leaves are floating around, it's kind of magical right now, and the wind picked up when I picked this, 555 means great change is happening. It's going to happen when you get your body outside and in nature so that you can release, and all you need to do to do this shadow work, these two cards to release that codependency, is literally stand in the sun, in nature, and say, whatever it is that I need to release and let go of, allow that to be easy and effortless, and help me to do that now. I am my I am presence, and I am one with the I am presence of every man, woman, and child, because whatever happens for you at that point, because you have asked for it to be done for all of humanity, you are doing light work as you are doing your shadow work, because you are asking for all of that to be done for every human, to release and purge old densities, to change the way they look at the physical world and open up beautiful, beautiful energy, the flow of currency, the flow of energy, to increase and to support your income and your work. And that is how we create a sustainable and healthy way of life, a new earth. I think this has been an amazing reading. I have gotten a lot from it. I can feel it. I can feel my heart. My heart's expanding. So that is your message for today. And if you have had an aha moment, you've gotten something out of it, please leave it in the comments for us all to share, to celebrate, and to hold space for you so that your biggest dreams are revealed and the direction is clear and concise from your Supernal Channel on what this wave of light and what has been ignited. We've just fueled it, and I look forward to seeing what it does for you and for me. Thanks for being here, y'all. Love you. Mwah. Bye.